I am not in control. Are you in control? I used to think I was in control. I spent the first 12 years of my career thinking I was in control. I was very successful on paper. Great resume, great reputation, great bank account. While I was in control, I literally made every mistake possible. I didn't take my daughter home from the hospital when she was born. I went to a business meeting instead. To this day, I can't tell you what that business meeting was about. That's how important it was. After 12 years of striving, grinding, sacrificing it all, I was miserable and unfulfilled. I was at bottom, and the only option I had was to surrender it all to God. God, I'm going to do it your way from this point forward, because clearly my way isn't working. I was sick of winning at the wrong scoreboards. I'd rather lose trying to win the right scoreboard than win at the wrong scoreboard. In January 2014, I started Fast Slow Motion. Our mission is to help business leaders grow and scale their business the right way, using good systems and processes on the Salesforce and HubSpot platforms. My personal mission was to help those business leaders build a business they love, not making all the mistakes that I had made growing and scaling businesses. I wanted to help them build that business they love while not missing out on all the other important things in life. This is me in February of this year, 36 hours after having my entire colon removed. There's me a month later, my first day back at the gym. I was 160 pounds in that picture. Before I got sick, I weighed 220. I'm 210 right now. Over the prior 60 days before I had my colon removed, I'd lost 60 pounds. I couldn't eat. My stomach cramped all the time. I was nauseated most of the day. Couldn't sleep more than a couple hours at night. Went to the bathroom 20 to 25 times a day. I was miserable. I ended up spending 3 weeks in the hospital. Before that, I'd never been hospitalized before. You know what emotion I felt throughout the entire experience? Gratitude. Makes no sense, does it? You see, I was prepared for this situation. I'd learned 13 years ago that I'm not in control. As a result, I'd focused on what mattered. I'd built a business that ran without me. I'd learned that people are all that really matter at the end of the day. I had focused on fostering and building meaningful relationships. Relationships actually saved my life. Zane, and I don't know if Dwayne's here, literally saved my life while I was in the hospital. My relationships with my family was so good. I was healthy before I got sick. I was in great shape because I'd prioritized my health and I was making wise decisions from a health perspective. Most importantly, I'd put God first and started doing things His way. Definitely not perfectly, but was striving to do so. You see, I was prepared for this season. I knew I wasn't in control, but I could control what I could control. I could focus on what I could control. I was focused on building a business I loved that would run without me. I was focused on these meaningful, impactful relationships. I was focusing on being a good husband, a father. I was focusing on my health. I was focusing on my relationship with God. You see, I was grateful because I was prepared. God had prepared me for this season. I was so grateful for all the blessings in my life. My wife, my kids, my team, my business, my friends. I was so grateful it was me going through this and not them. Well, things started chugging along pretty nicely. And then June came around. I went to the dermatologist on June the 3rd, had this spot on my shin pop up. It was bothering me. And a dermatologist looked at it and said, I'm not worried about this, but I'll take it off anyway. On Tuesday, a week later, on June the 10th, he called me up And he was very worried and very concerned. He said, "You have invasive melanoma." By Friday of that week, I was out at Houston at MD Anderson being treated for skin cancer. That's me on July 2nd, after having the tumor removed on my leg and the sentinel lymph nodes removed from my groin. I'll spare you the pictures, but it looks like a shark or alligator bit my leg. Turns out I have stage 3 melanoma. Since then, I've had radiation and lots of treatment. I'm now on immunotherapy. That's why I sound the way I do, and a little sick all the time. I'm technically cancer-free, but I'm not out of the woods yet. I have to have scans every 3 months to make sure it doesn't come back. I'll have to do that for the next 5 years. My hope for you is very, very simple. I want you to be prepared when the unexpected happens. I have bad news for you. The unexpected will happen. It won't be my story, but it'll be your story. Are you ready? We wrote the Scalable Business Framework to help business leaders be prepared for the unexpected. You can build a business that is excellent and have and maintain meaningful, impactful relationships and be a good husband, spouse, father, friend, brother, sister. You can stay healthy. More importantly, you can enjoy life as you build a business. And you can build a business that you love. If you want a free copy, they're in the back. Please take them. I do not want to take them back with me. It also turns out this is my wife's nightstand. It serves as a great coaster. It'll hold your wine glass, your coffee mug, and your water all at the same time. So if you don't pick a copy up for yourself, pick up one for your spouse so that she can have or he can have a nice coaster. The challenges of this year have been the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. It's also been the best year of my life. I know that sounds crazy, but God prepared me for this season. And I've experienced His peace throughout every single moment. I'll close with this story. As I told you, I literally woke up grateful every single morning as I was going through hell, physically at least. I was so grateful that it was me and not my wife or kids. My main worry the whole time was I was being a burden to them, that my illness was affecting them negatively, it was messing up their lives. It just killed me inside that I was affecting my kids' lives, my wife's lives, my friends' lives. As I told you before, God's peace was over my wife and I the entire time. It was supernatural. Honestly, it's the true miracle of this whole story. A few days before my surgery, and the picture that I showed you, God put something on my heart that literally broke my heart. He told me that I'd been overprotecting and sheltering my kids from the bad things in life, like illness, cancer, death. You see, I've got really 2 awesome kids. We're blessed. We fully understand they're one decision away from stupid, and we're not up for any Parenting of the Year awards. We just know we're really, really blessed. But because they had made so many wise decisions, I took it on myself as a dad to just take on anything that could protect them. I'd rather it happen to me or them not worry about me. They really never understood how sick I really was, which was very intentional on my side. I'm sure many of you can relate to that if you are a parent. You see, I was very successful in protecting them because they didn't even seem worried about me when I was in the hospital. Originally, I was like, that's awesome. And then I realized they're either not dealing with it, number one, or they think Super Dad's just going to be fine and come out okay in the end. Neither of which was good for them. They were even considering just staying at college and not coming up for my surgery, which normally I would have been awesome with and okay with, but not this time. As I mentioned, my biggest fear was that I was going to be a burden to them and my family throughout the whole ordeal. Before my surgery, honestly, I was pretty close to death. I was in bad shape. Honestly, I didn't realize how bad I really was. There was a decent chance I wasn't going to make it. As it hit me, I laid in bed crying out to God. It's like, please take care of my family if I don't make it. More importantly, please don't let me be a burden to them. My son was 22, my daughter was 20. They were in the prime of their life, finishing up college, starting their careers. I didn't want to screw any of that up. As I cried out to God, God gave me the best gift I could ever ask for. He never told me I'd make it through the surgery, but he told me my family was ready. They were ready to go without me. They were prepared. So I asked my wife, I was like, kids need to come up. They need to be here. They need to experience this. And so before my surgery, we called a family meeting. I'm laying in my hospital bed, bawling like a baby, apologizing to my family for shielding them from the real things that happen in life. I got to look my son in the eye and tell him that he was ready to lead this family and that if I don't make it, it will not be a burden. It will be a blessing. He's ready to go. I got to look at my wife and daughter and say, you're going to be so blessed if I'm gone. God's got this and you're ready. I will not be a burden if I don't make it out of this. I got to tell each and every one of them goodbye. So I go into surgery, and 5 hours later, I wake up in excruciating pain. I guess God's not done with me yet. You see, God was preparing me and my family for this next season of life. You see, I'm not in control. I just thought I was. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell my story. I hope it helps you to be prepared when the unexpected happens to you. Thank you.